live. And trying to determine if we are live on Facebook. I'm trying something new here. And that is, wow, a lot of people. Trying this live stream. I got some new toys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras set up. And hopefully we're going to be able to go live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and some other platforms all at the same time. So today's the first time that I have, oh, cool. Yep, we're live on Facebook too. So today's the first time that I've got this stuff all working. So bear with me. Spend about 15 or 20 minutes here just doing a little bit of Q&A. So if you can hear me well, I would love to know that. If the stream's coming through clear. And if you got some questions, just throw them in the comments there, either on Facebook or Instagram. I'm watching both. We got a few people on both. So Snook and Siege, what's happening? How are you? Don Gable, thumbs up. Loud and clear, right on. So what I'm hoping for tomorrow, just to test this thing out, because I've got some plans on what I'd like to do live here, is I'd like to be able to do some live podcasts with some different people and do it in a way that it might be like a debate, a couple of different people, a couple of different points of view. So if you have somebody that you would like to see on the podcast, I'd love to see that in the comments. It's good. Everybody's saying it's loud and clear. That's awesome. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. It's a really weird time for everyone right now. Staying in the house a lot. Some people fishing. And the people that are getting out fishing are having some incredible fishing because there are very few people out there. But right on. Brock Rustan, this is awesome. It's going out. So one of the things I wanted to do tomorrow, just to test this thing out, make sure that I can make sure everything's working and I can do it on my own by myself, is I'd like to do a free workout for everybody tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We can do a workout that anybody could do in their apartment, in their house, in their wherever you are. Take 6 feet of space, and it's infinitely scalable. So anybody could do this. So all you need to do is have some water and some tennis shoes and maybe a mat if you want one. You don't have to have one, but we'll be doing that at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So the way this works right now, I don't have it set up to live stream to the public pages, Saltwater Experience, any of those kind of pages. So it's just going to be on my personal one right now until I can get this thing figured out. And then when I get it figured out, maybe we'll push it over there to the much bigger pages and get a lot more people on there. So cool. Dustin Pack says, get Derek Rust on the podcast. I'd love to have Derek Rust on the podcast. Why don't you tell him he should be on the podcast? I asked him one time. He was a little bit hesitant, but I'd love to have him on, man. I love Derek. He's a good dude. Right on. What are some of the topics of debate? I don't know. Like one of the things that I thought about, you got something that was proposed to me was to get some captains and some amateurs and have them talk about the difference and how to get along on the water. Obviously, this year it's not going to be such a problem, but that was a debate that was proposed to me that, you get a couple of captains, you get a couple of amateurs that love fishing. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to. You think it's funny? They don't want to get in trouble. They just want to catch some fish. So how do they behave out there on the water? So here's one: commercial guys versus rec guys. That's kind of the same deal. Like if you're a charter boat captain, and how can somebody that comes out just on the weekend, how do they behave? How do they, make sure that they're not getting in your way? Maybe they could even help you out. And a lot of this is just information. Some people just don't know. They don't know how to get in there and fish in a spot without messing people up, and they end up doing it wrong. Tempers flare. It's not good for anybody. So those are kind of things that I'd be interested in looking at. So what about some of these other questions? Awesome video quality. That's good. Awesome audio quality. That's even better. So cool. Also, while we've been in quarantine, I have been getting a ton of podcasts. I mean, really a ton. And I've got this new tool that allows me to do them video. So a lot of these podcasts are going on YouTube, as well as, audio podcasts where they've been going to Apple Podcasts is where most people get them. But recently, today, Lane Norton, he came out talking about strengthening the immune system, how you can implement some things into your life that can help you to implement your or to boost your immune system or optimize your immune system. And that was pretty helpful. I like that. He had a lot of information about the coronavirus that I didn't know. So that was a good one. Yesterday, I've been doing 2 podcasts a week, 2 full-length podcasts. So the way that the schedule goes is on Mondays, we kind of go over the challenges that we're having right now. And on the challenges, right now, it is the 100 burpee challenge. So every day for 100 days, we add 1 burpee, and that goes for 100 days. So it's pretty easy in the beginning, and it gets pretty hard at the end. In fact, I don't think we get halfway on the whole numbers until we get to about day 75. So it's not too late to join. If you don't know about that challenge, you could get in. I think we're only on day 16. So you do that. And then we're also doing the Wim Hof breathing. So if you don't know Wim Hof, you can go to Tom Rowland Podcast. You can look up the April Challenge article, and you can read about him. And there's some links to different podcasts and stuff like that. But we're doing 3 rounds of breathing plus push-ups. And then right now we've been doing it for 16 days. So we've bumped up to a 1-minute cold shower. So that's kind of what we're checking in on Monday. On Tuesday, it's been the How To Tuesdays. We've had Captain Scott Walker quite often lately. I did a bunch of stuff with him, everything from canning tuna to etiquette on the reef, how to tie your boat up at a strange marina. Then on Wednesday, we're having full-length podcasts, and I've checked in with some of my favorite guests that we've ever had. One, Homemade Wanderlust, Dixie Mills. She's a triple crowner. She did the Appalachian Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, and the Pacific Crest Trail. She has a huge following on YouTube. She's a very interesting person. I really like talking to her. She's been on recently. The Trossett family yesterday, all 3 of them. The father, Robert Trossett, he's an icon and a legend in fishing, sport fishing. He has 280 world records. He is great. I've had him on before, but this time I invited him to bring his 2 boys. So Chris Trossett, young Chris Trossett, is following his dad's footsteps. He's an outstanding guide out of Key West. And then his brother, Robert Jr., has Finn's Dive Center in Key West. So we talked about, growing up in the Keys. We talked about all kinds of things like that. Really cool. That one. Let's see who else we've had. We had Meredith McCord. Meredith McCord has 180 world records, and she's got a great story about just how pursuing these world records has brought her closer to her dad before he passed. So somebody is having trouble hearing. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe this will work. I hope that, does that help with the volume? There's a couple people that have asked about the volume on Facebook. So we have some very old followers, so turn up the volume. I'm trying, man. This is as loud as it goes. So if you can tell me if you can hear that a little bit better, that would be awesome. I'm trying. I got everything turned up as loud as it goes. We've got, I did a podcast with Hooked on New England. Those guys were really cool. I was on their podcast. They were on mine. Who else? We've gotten quite a few more. I've got some really good ones scheduled also for this week. Oh, today I did a podcast with none other than the legend Jimmy Houston. Jimmy Houston is if you don't know who Jimmy Houston is, you don't watch a lot of Saturday morning fishing, because he's been on the air for 42 years. Roland Martin, who's also been on the podcast, has been on the air for 45 years, and Bill Dance, the king, has been on the air for 47 years. Those guys are all good friends. They've all worked real hard together. So I got to hear the story of how Jimmy Houston got started. That was really cool. I really liked that. I will tell you that the audio quality was left quite a bit to be desired, because he had very poor internet, but the content was outstanding, just the way that he talked. Okay, good idea. Respect for those offshore at bait spot on the flats. Expect. That's cool. Radio VHF respect. That would be a good how-to Tuesday. If anybody wants to do that, why don't you hit me up with an email, podcast@saltwaterexperience, if you feel like you can talk intelligently on VHF etiquette, how to talk on the VHF without disrupting everyone around you. That would be cool. I'd love to hear from you. Some of these are not scrolling anymore, so let me see here. Dr. Dean Banks. Wow, right on, man. I love it that you did a marathon row today. That's super cool. Guy rode a marathon, literally 26 miles. Took him 3 hours. He did it in his kitchen. That was cool. He also had bubble wrap on the seat of his rower, so that was pretty funny. So Jason McPherson on Facebook. Can we get the volume up? Man, I'm trying. Everything's up as loud as it goes. I don't know what else to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as high as it goes. So I'll have to work on that. Let's see what it sounds like in this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's super loud here. So if you guys on Facebook can hear me, that would be awesome to know. So let's see here. Fly Lords joined. Right on. Love it. Ben Bergeron for the podcast. Yeah, he would be great. Reggie. Diamond Pass Outfitters, hooked in New England. Right on. So a lot of you guys are getting on here. I'm hoping it's going to start scrolling again because it kind of stopped. Let's see. What else have we been doing lately? We've started our run on Discovery Channel for Saltwater Experience. All those new episodes are there. If you're a fan of Waypoint, you've probably already seen them because they've already been on Waypoint. But it is cool to be on the Discovery Channel. Huge audience over there, and it's really good because we've had some really great shows this year. Started out with the one filmed in Key West with Captain Nick LaBadie, and that was great. How about some podcast guest suggestions? What do you guys think? Are there guides? Are there people like Meredith McCord? Meredith McCord was a great guest. 180 world records was very interesting to hear. Oh, look, there's Tom Olson, good friend of mine from high school. I hadn't seen you in a long time. Um, but the podcast guest suggestions, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like Tommy Locke, that would be great. Mark Sosin for the podcast. If you know how to get hold of Mark Sosin, Joe Perez, please let me know. I would love to get Mark Sosin on the podcast. I'd love to get Tommy Locke on the podcast. Sometimes with the podcast, what's been cool is like it's not just me, man. It's you guys. You guys tell me how to get in touch with these people, and I will definitely try and I'll get them on. But if you can help in that way, I'd love it. And Blue Gabe, who's Blue Gabe? Lisa Bruce, I don't know him. Bo Johnson, that'd be good. Yep. So you guys can get on some of their some of these social media pages and tag them. Tell them they should be on the podcast. And I would love to have them. It certainly starts a conversation, and we can see if we can get our schedules together because, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I like it when I get somebody on the podcast that the viewers or the listeners have suggested. And every time, that's been a great one. Oh, Blue Gabe, Deer Meat for Dinner's brother. Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. We've already been in touch, I think. Yes, I would love to have him. And I've been in touch with Deer Meat for Dinner, Robert Arrington. We had it set up. He had a problem with his tractor, and I guess he had an issue with the tractor, so that messed us up on that one day. But we're going to try to get back together, maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. He was one of my favorites too. That was a great podcast. What about if we were to do live question and answer? What about knots or something along those lines? How could I help? What would you guys like to see as far as a live broadcast like this where people could ask questions and be answered? Braswell Vachon wants me to have Joey Diaz on the show. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Why don't you see if you can figure out how to get in touch with him, and we'll get him right on here. Okay. Got one vote for the Bimini. Do the Bimini, which could possibly be okay. I had to have a cameraman help me with that to get a really good video, but maybe I could set up one of these cameras to do that. But I do know how I can set up the camera to where it's looking right over my shoulder, and you can see how to tie all the knots right over the shoulder. And so if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, Instagram is definitely my favorite social media platform, and I haven't been to Facebook in a long time. So sorry to the Facebook audience, but I just don't really go there very much. But if you're interested, I've got this super sweet deal. Let's see if I can even do it right here. Can you turn the camera around? No. No, I'm not trying to do that. Okay. I don't know how to turn it around. Anyway, I got this super sweet deal where I can change. Can you see that? I can change cameras. And anyway, I can use multiple cameras. So I got 1, 2, 3, 3 cameras. I can also share what's on my computer screen. That's been great for the podcast. And I've been able to do them with Skype. So we've incorporated video into the podcast, which is really cool. And a lot of people are liking that. So that was something that somebody told me they wanted to do. So Scott and Steve, yep, love to have them on. One thing that's pretty cool, here comes my son. What's up? Live, right here. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. No, no Chick-fil-A. I'm on cutting weight. Can't get Chick-fil-A right now. Okay, bait preparation. Work required before fishing. That's where most of the work goes in. All right. Let's see what else we got. Dog cam. Dog cam right here. There they are. Down there, that's Moose. Moose, what's up? Gus just came downstairs. Yeah, I'll have to put a camera on the dogs. But that was coming from Facebook. This is so high tech, I can't even believe it because 4 cameras. I got this whole audio thing going on, and somehow I've been able to do this myself. Okay, let's see. Tanya Wiley with Havenworth Coastal Conservation about her sawfish research. Okay, cool. I'd love to talk to her. That'd be great. Right on. Best blooper stories. Well, Benny Blanco. There's a lot of them, and I'm sure you're getting some yourself while you're doing your new show, which looks awesome, by the way. So bloopers, I don't know, man. I put a hook through my hand this year on TV. That was super awesome. That's just one of the things that happens. But I mean, man, I don't know. We've fallen off the boat. We've broken cameras. We have pretty much done everything. Nothing like Bill Dance. He's the king of bloopers. But anyway, well, we might have some bloopers at some point. All right. So this is working pretty good. So I don't want to stay too long because I'm just kind of rambling here. But tomorrow, and I'm going to post it on all these social media platforms, but tomorrow at 4 o'clock, if you want to work out, a lot of you have sent me emails over the years, messages, say that you want to, Up and Adam, Gregor the Gift, or Dr. Joe Martin again. I did have Dr. Joe Martin on very recently, and it was fantastic. So look for that one. It's already published, and he was terrific. Okay, so tomorrow, 4 o'clock, we're going to have this workout. And a lot of people have said that they wanted to work out with me. I make that available at things like iCast, and only a few people show up. So here's your chance. It's not going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning like I normally work out. It's going to be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and all you need is a bottle of water and 6 feet of space. That's it. And I'm trying to get my kids to join in. If they're going to be around, they got school and stuff, but at 4 o'clock they might be out. So if it's not all the kids, it'll be at least just me, and we'll do this workout. Anybody can do it. If it's infinitely scalable, so if you are an elite athlete, jump in. You can go as hard as you want. If you are a beginner, that's fine too. It will be okay for you. And everybody goes at their own pace, and that's it. So 4 o'clock tomorrow, I will post this, and if you weren't here at the very beginning, then you missed me saying that all these new toys that I have only work on my personal pages right now. So Tom Rowland on Facebook, this one that you're on right now, and also the Permit Fly 4 YouTube page. So the ones with multiple camera angles will be on Facebook and YouTube, and it'll be more important tomorrow because you can see what we're doing. You can see different angles of what's happening. So you won't be confused. You'll know exactly what you're doing. And, afterwards, we'll do about a a 30-minute workout, and then we'll have about 30 minutes of sitting around shooting the breeze like I like to do with my friends. Like some of them bring beers. We work out. They drink beer. It's awesome. It's fun. Super awesome. So tomorrow, let's do that. Let's hang out. We'll get some exercise. You guys bring some beer. Do whatever you want to do. And we'll get an awesome workout. Everybody moves around. And we'll have some fun. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by today. And Chicken Eater, can't do it this Friday, or you're going to do it more often. Yeah, I think so. But basically, the workout thing is just a test so that I can learn how to operate all this stuff and do some live podcasts and do some other live events, because that's the future right now, are these live events. And unfortunately, we can't get together. Right now, everybody's kind of quarantined. I hope that's going to change very soon, but I don't want to wait around for it. So I'm in need of contact with people like you. So this is going to have to do. And so come tomorrow, and we'll do this workout. All right, so that's it. Thanks. See you. Okay, boom. That one's over. And on Facebook, we're going to end this up. So come tomorrow, 4 o'clock. We'll do the workout. We'll hang out, ask some questions, and off we go. So that's it. See you.